Welcome back, second grade. It's Miss Richardson here, and today is May 14th. Happy Friday's Eve. So yesterday we learned how to use our three-digit numbers and put them in word form and in standard form. And today we are going to be putting our three-digit numbers in expanded form. I'm so excited. So today's standard for today is 2MBT3, and our objective is to represent and read three-digit numbers using expanded form by identifying the value of each digit. We are going to be using expanded form today, as I mentioned before. But with that, we have to remember something when it comes to expanded form. So I want you to think about, when you think about expanded form, think about a elastic band or a scrunchie or anything that stretches, right? When we are putting our number in expanded form, we are stretching out our number. We are stretching out our number, okay, with expanded form. So whenever you think about expanded form, think about an elastic band, something that stretches, because that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, you can take not only just your standard form, but you will also use word form, and you can convert your numbers from standard form, from word form, into expanded form. So no matter if you're looking at standard form, such as 387, right? If I put a place value chart on there, since it's our first week, I think a place value chart wouldn't hurt. So I'm going to label my hundreds, tens, and ones place. So 387 is my number. Now, how would I put that in expanded form? So remember, I'm going to stretch out my number. So let's break it down. Let's look at my 3. That 3 actually represents what? 300. So what does it look like when I actually draw the number 300? So I know that I have to, of course, have a 3 in there. We're saying the number as we say 300. And then I'm going to put 2 zeros behind it because the 3 represents the number in the hundreds place. So we're only writing the number, what the 3 represents. And the 3 represents 300. But I need to stretch out my whole number, not just the 3. So I'm going to stretch out the 10, and I'm going to also stretch out the 7 as much as possible. So I know that the 3 represents 300. Now what about the 8? 8 represents the tens. So this is saying 8 tens. This is saying 8 tens. I need to count by tens 8 times. So let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That's 8 tens. And 8 tens equals what? 80. Now, because I'm stretching out my number, but I still want to represent that the number that I'm stretching out still represents 387, I'm going to put a plus sign, and then I'm going to press. Then I'm going to put 80. And the reason why I put 80 and not 8 is because this is the shorter way to saying the number, and I know that 8 represents 8 tens, and 8 tens also equals 80. Okay? Now I'm going to go to my last number, which is 7. And because I know that the 8 and the 7 is part of the 3, I'm going to also put a plus sign because I want people to know that this number is still together. Although I stretched it out, but this number is still together. So then I'm going to look at 7. So 7 ones. Now I know 7 ones is just 7 ones. I can't stretch that out. I can't cut my ones in half. My ones just represents 1. So then I'm just going to put plus 7. Boom. Now, when I add 300 plus 80 plus 7, it comes out to be 387. Because all I did was stretch out the number to show what does each number represent. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys on how I could still put my number in expanded form with using flat sticks, and dots. So if I had 4 flats, 3 tens, and 6 dots, how would I put this in expanded form? Just like how I use my numbers for expanded form, I'm going to be using the same type of skill. I'm going to know how to identify what either my number is, or in this case, it's going to be what does my flat, sticks, and dots mean. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 flats. I have 4 flats. So I could put a 4 here so I can remember that. I could put a 3 here so I know there's 3 tens. And then I can also put a 6 here, right? Just so I can see my number in number form and not in flat, sticks, dots form. Now I can really start my thinking process. So I have 4 hundreds, and I know that because flats represents hundreds. So instead of me putting just a 4 here, I need to put 2 zeros down also, because those 2 zeros let me know that that 4 is in the hundreds place, not in the tens place, not in the ones place, not in the thousand place, or any other place. It's in the hundreds place. So we always keep our hundreds. Then we're making sure that we're letting people know that this number is still together. Although we're stretching out our number, we still, or keep this number is still together. So I'm going to put a plus sign to show that although I'm stretching my number, the 3, the 4, the 3, and the 6 is going to stay together. So I'm going to put that plus sign to keep the number together. Then I'm going to have 3. But instead of me putting 3 down here, 400 plus 3, right? Each stick represents 10. So I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30. So 3 tens also equals 30. And then I'm also going to make sure that I put a plus sign there because this number stays together. It stays together. So the plus signs keep the numbers together. And then my 6. I look at my 6. I know counting here, the ones only represent the ones. The ones only represent the ones. So when I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it really is just 6. I can't split those dots up. I can't double those. I just have to count them as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just plus 6. So when I add 400 plus 30 plus 6, it equals 436, which also matches the number that we put in a standard form and also the number that we put in flat, sticks, and dots form. Okay? So this is 2 ways you can use expanded form. Just some key notes. Do not forget your plus signs. Do not forget your equal signs. You want to show that you are stretching your number, right? You're not breaking up your number. You're not splitting your number in half. You're keeping the same number. You're just stretching it.